active camo available.
Victory! 360! No scope.
Pride and adoration. Alert! Translocator available soon.
Victory! 360! No scope. No scope. Double kill. No scope. Triple kill. No scope. Overkill.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Coreboy. We're back at it again today with a new video. And actually today we have an interesting topic of something that I've been meaning to talk about and do a video on. I've just been really fucking busy, which is kind of why uploads have been a little bit weird right now. If you guys haven't realized, I've been uploading more every other day than every single day. It's because I'm working on a lot, working on like the machinimas and stuff, which I do have one coming out today. Just know that when I do put out a new video, there is a machinima that drops the same day over on TikTok and on my Instagram. It doesn't get uploaded to YouTube Shorts unless it is short enough. Unfortunately, I put too much time into these, and it never ends up with being short enough for me to do that. But besides that, if you want to go check those out, you can. There's always a link down below. Go watch them. I don't know, have fun with it. I'm thinking about doing some other stuff involving machinimas, so be on the lookout for that. I did have some cool ideas with it, and I would actually like to do them and get them out there and everything. So if y'all do like that kind of content, just let me know, because I'd love to do it. But today, there's a big talking point, something I've been actually really wanting to talk about, but I now have more of a reason to talk about it. So if y'all don't know, I've talked about aim assist quite a bit here, especially when it involves around Halo, because Halo has a very, I would say, unique style of aim assist. If y'all know, in most games, when you're on PC, you don't have aim assist, but if you're on controller, you do. But anyway, it started as a way to make controller more precise, a lot easier to use, and kind of, you know, feel like a mouse without being a mouse in a lot of ways. But I think now we're under the thing where crossplay has become such a huge thing that aim assist now is just one of those things where it's like, oh, if you're playing on console, there are certain things where you just have a absolute advantage over PC players. And it is kind of an issue. And trust me, even as a Halo player, a game that is specifically designed most within mind of controller plays, because, well, a lot of people play on controller, it's still, you'll notice your disadvantages. I will say that much. You will notice them very heftily when it comes to playing Halo, especially in the sniping department. I think more than anything is where I at least notice it, mostly because it's super easy for somebody to just spin around with a controller and then instantly be on your head if they ADS. But if you're playing on M&K, you actually have to, like, drag, you have to line up and everything every single time you shoot. And, I'm dog shit, apparently, even though this is my first game on today. Okay, it's like 10 in the fucking morning. Cut me some damn slack. I haven't played at all today so far. But it definitely, it has its issues. Like, it's been an issue for a long time, and it's something that, I've just learned to kind of deal with. Like, I get mad at it, for sure, because I do like having, like, a fair playing field. And don't get me wrong, there's ways that you can just learn to be better than aim assist. It's possible. Now, is it the most common thing to do? No. It's definitely hard to play off of it. Like, it's a little bit of a weird thing. I feel like with, like, auto weapons, it's kind of easy with, like, the bandit and stuff like that. Like, I can definitely play around it. It definitely depends on the player's skill level as well. But when it comes to, like, overall, you do notice a bit of a disadvantage. And I do think Infinite has almost damn near perfected it. So if y'all don't know, on keyboard and mouse in Infinite, you do have a little bit of aim magnetism. And you will notice it. I think the weapon that it's, like, actually shows up on, like, the most consistently, that if you use it, you'll just start noticing it, is the battle rifle, for example. But there is a little bit. It's not super heavy, but it is there for sure. And it really does help for, like, super, super long-range fights. But past that, you really aren't going to notice it too much. But with controller, you're going to be feeling it significantly more. Halo's always had a weird, like, aim magnetism thing, because Halo is a game that is dependent on shot by shot, instead of being like, put 5 rounds into somebody and they're dead. You're putting multiple rounds into that person, which is fine. That's always been a core part of, like, Halo's gameplay, so, like, that doesn't bother me. But anyway, besides that, a couple days ago, there was a little bit of a note that came out from Fortnite. I think it was Fortnite. That's what it was, over at, made by Epic, that they are going to be fine-tuning their aim assist to feel more... Why didn't I give you that kill? I shot the fucking fusion coil. Alright, sure. But they are fine-tuning their aim assist to be more human-like, so that there's not as big of a discrepancy between PC players and controller players when it comes to aim assist. I don't really know much about Fortnite or how their aim assist system works. I don't know how hefty it is on controller compared to MK or whatever, but I think genuinely that whole step is like such a right direction. Make it to where there's still that human touch to it. I mean, if you watch COD gameplay, trust me, it's very noticeable over in Call of Duty more than I think really any FPS. Aim assist on that game is fucking insane. Like, it is damn near broken because of how easy aim assist makes it to just pinpoint a target and hit every single shot that you are going for. And it's bad. It's really bad when you're playing on MK, and even I noticed it in the Black Ops 6 beta. I was like, damn, I'm playing on mouse and keyboard, and it's definitely significantly easier for these fucking controller players just to shit on me if I'm, you know, if I'm moving. I have my other issues with the Black Ops 6 beta. I did like the game a lot, but there are definitely some movement issues, I think, as well with that game that just feel very, very odd and misplaced. But I've felt that way about COD for a while. I'm not a big fan of the whole, like, over-the-top slide canceling shit. It's just not my type of gameplay that I'm looking for. But overall, I do think that this is a step in the right direction, and I think more dev teams should be looking at it of being like, okay, yeah, let's take a look and see how this whole aim assist thing is really affecting our game. But with Halo, it is a little bit harder. There's not nearly as many people that play on M&K versus controller. You'll notice that if you play Halo or if you interact with the Halo community, there's really not that many. A lot of people still play on controller, which is fine. Like, I don't mind that at all. I know that's kind of, you know, Halo's core audience is, well, Xbox players. And without them, let's be real here, Halo wouldn't be a thing probably anymore. While I do think Halo has gained more of a PC audience with the release of Infinite and such, their biggest department is Xbox. Like, it's just undoubted. But I wouldn't mind seeing 343 actually test out some different things with aim assist, maybe fine-tuning it and stuff like that. I do think that would affect the pro scene a lot, too. Maybe we'll see more M&K players when it comes to pro Halo, which, trust me, would not be mad at. If y'all don't know, one of my favorite pro players is Wootum, and he is a M&K player, and the dude absolutely fucking slays. But you definitely see a discrepancy in what he's doing versus a controller player, and it's really fucking weird sometimes, especially just as a watcher. There's just small, minute things that are very different from playing on M&K versus controller, and things that you have to do as a M&K player in order to even compete against controller play sometimes. Damn, can I hit a fucking shot? I know I'm bad, but come on. Also, I've been, like, fucking with some of my settings here in Infinite as well recently, because I'm just, you know, trying to become a better player and everything. It's like, listen, if I'm playing this game as much as I do, I want to at least be a better player than what I was the day before. So I've been, like, fine-tuning some stuff, seeing how it feels, just kind of testing out stuff. And I've been having a lot of fun with it, honestly. It's been a fucking blast. I just, you know, I like getting better at games. It's a good time. But I do want to have that conversation today talking about aim assist and the effects of it, how it can be, you know, made to be better in a more fair playing field against, you know, PC and console players. Like I said, I do think aim assist still has its place, and I understand why it's a thing. I think if a game just had, like, none for a controller, there would be such a heavy discrepancy on PC versus controller players that it would be actually fucking insane. I think that's why games like, for example, Counter-Strike would never do well on console, is because of that. I have been curious about how Valorant feels for some people. I haven't really talked about it, but I also don't give a shit about Valorant, if I'm being completely honest with y'all. I know I'm not at last, but I'm gonna go for a shot. Fuck it, I'm bored. I did not hit it. But I have been curious about that. How did they work that with controller versus M&K? Because it's such a distinctly big thing on games like that, especially like tactical shooters like Counter-Strike, Valorant, Rainbow Six. So I have been curious about that. I wonder how it feels in that game. Am I going to go test it out myself? No, but I would like to hear some stuff on it. So I don't know if anybody's done any videos, but I'm going to have to go look one up. But I want to know, like, how do you all feel about aim assist? Where do you think we should go with it in later games that are coming out this year or in the future? Just because it's a really big topic. It's something that I think does need to be covered, as it is, like, an integral part of a lot of FPS titles. It's just a really weird conversation to have. I know a lot of controller players are like, oh, well, I don't want PC kids just shitting on me. And then there's, like, also the thing I see going around all the time. Listen, I play on M&K. For sure, not the best M&K player. That's a given. I'm just not. But I do see a lot of people who play on console not realizing that M&K players have, like, full control over their movement, unlike a controller. Mostly because on mouse and keyboard, like, everything you do is controlled with a mouse. Like, wherever I'm looking, my mouse tracks that. And people don't understand that on M&K, if you know, get a high enough DPI, or if you get really good at aiming in a game, you can just flick onto targets like they're nothing. They see it happens in games like Call of Duty, and they assume that person's cheating or some shit like that. I think it's really funny. I'm like, no, that dude is probably just aim training. You can really tell whenever it's a aimbot versus somebody who has just like perfected their aim in a game, or somebody who does like a lot of aim training and stuff like that. It's very noticeable. You will see whenever somebody is doing that. Because aimbot, you'll notice it'll click on through like legit walls and structures. While if you're just doing that on keyboard, it's usually like they're just like flicking onto somebody because they legit just see them in their vicinity. Or they're using things like track where enemies are, like for example in Call of Duty, like portable radars and shit like that. You don't really see a lot in Halo, mostly because Halo doesn't play like that. Halo's not a game where you can just fire like 6 shots into the head and kill somebody. Halo has always been like very precise, very small, minor movement based. I feel like Infinite's like really honed in on that whole thing. There's some issues I have with it, and I'm gonna do a full video here soon on my issues I have with Infinite and where I want to see the next Halo game go. Because if you don't know, I did a video not too long ago on actually what I loved about Infinite. There's a lot to go over in that video. There's also some things I have issues with as well. And I do want to talk about it, and it's going to be mostly from a multiplayer side, not a campaign side. I'm deeply sorry for those who are looking for campaign content. I have a lot of videos lined up for campaigns after we're finished with our legendary playthroughs. We do got to start Halo 2 here soon, but we have a lot of campaign content coming, so just be on the lookout for that. But other than that, I think that's where we're going to end for today. I love you all, and yeah, later, dudes.